Portugal is breaking, and almost no one is talking about it.
For decades, Portugal was Europe's hidden gem, peaceful, affordable, and full of life. Here, life was simple and affordable.
Soon, the world noticed Portugal too.
But slowly, something began to change.
What was once affordable is now unreachable.
This is how living in Portugal became impossible.
10 years ago, homes were affordable. Today, they're not.
In 2022 alone, prices jumped 20%. The market ran out of control in a single year.
And rent followed. Fast.
For young people, owning a home is now just a dream.
And this was only the beginning.
Rent can hit 2,000 euros, while wages barely reach 800. Even earning double the minimum wage still isn't enough.
People are being pushed out of the cities they were born in. Portugal's cities are becoming places that only the wealthy can live.
For many,
And so, people began to leave.
In September 2024, anger spilled into the streets.
But these protests weren't against the government.
For many locals, tourists became the symbol of loss.
Communities that took generations to build are disappearing.
This wasn't politics. It was personal.
After this, nothing would be the same.
Tourism now powers nearly 20% of Portugal's economy.
1 in 10 Portuguese workers now depends on tourism.
Tourism brings in nearly 60 billion euros every year.
But the benefits aren't shared equally.
Most tourism jobs are low-paid and seasonal.
They serve the cities they can no longer afford to live in.
In 1974, Portugal finally turned the page.
While others had modern economies, Portugal was starting from zero. European funds transformed Portugal's landscape.
But strong industries never fully formed.
Beneath the progress, the foundation was weak. And then, the world changed again.
Portugal slowly moved from factories to services.
By the 2000s, tourism was growing faster than anything else. Hotels and resorts appeared almost overnight.
Money poured in, fast. The economy became tied to visitors from abroad. And then the world economy collapsed. In 2008, the economy slammed to a halt. Unemployment soared across the country.
By 2011, Portugal needed a €78 billion bailout.
The government needed a quick fix. Portugal bet everything on tourism, again. And with it came a new plan. In 2012, Portugal launched the Golden Visa. Residency now had a price. Over €7 billion poured in.
Homes were no longer for living, they were investments.
Many homes were renovated and left empty.
Locals couldn't compete with foreign money.
And the bubble kept growing. One number changed everything. €500,000.
Transactions at exactly this price jumped 60%.
The market twisted to serve investors.
Homes were built for investors, not residents.
For locals, the doors closed.
The system was no longer working.
Tourism didn't just grow, it doubled.
8 million tourists in a country of 10 million.
Alfama became a tourist zone, not a neighborhood.
Homes were no longer homes. They were hotels.
The residents slowly disappeared.
Portugal's cities were no longer built for residents. Portugal has more homes than households, yet locals can't find housing.
Thousands of homes sit empty every night.
Homes are booked for tourists, not families.
In 2023, 1/3 of homes sold went to foreigners.
Locals simply can't compete.
The housing market was locked from the inside. There was no way in.
Portugal simply isn't building enough homes.
Portugal builds fewer homes than almost anywhere else in Europe.
Strict planning laws slow everything down.
Environmental protections further limit supply. Demand keeps rising, but supply doesn't.
With demand rising and supply frozen, prices could only go up.
For many young Portuguese,
this isn't comfort. It's necessity.
Life plans are being postponed indefinitely.
Portugal now has one of the lowest birth rates in the world.
Portugal is growing older and smaller.
And many young people are choosing to leave.
across rural Portugal, villages are falling silent.
The young are leaving and not coming back.
With no children left, schools are closing.
Since 2010, Portugal has been shrinking every year.
Some communities are vanishing entirely. They are gone.
Portugal isn't just losing homes, it's losing people.
In 2022, Portugal introduced a new visa.
To qualify, you must earn 4 times the minimum wage.
More demand poured into an already broken system.
Once again, locals lost.
The flow of foreign money accelerated.
And finally, people had enough!
By 2024, prices exploded once again. The crisis intensified.
Lisbon up 57%, Porto 61%, the Algarve 51%.
Rent now costs more than the people earn.
Half the country can't live independently anymore.
People are sharing homes just to survive.
By 2024, the breaking point had arisen.
In September 2024, the streets exploded. Homes for people!
Lisbon and Porto marched together.
They demanded housing reform and change.
The protests were also against foreign favoritism.
This moment would be remembered.
But the question remains, what happens now?
While attention focused on housing, something else happened. Even Portugal's oldest institutions were sold. Even energy is no longer fully controlled at home. Profits no longer stay in Portugal.
Decisions about Portugal are now made elsewhere.
Housing wasn't the only thing being sold.
This isn't just Portugal.
From Paris to Barcelona, the story is the same.
Tourism became a trap, not a solution.
Foreign ownership is spreading across Europe. Portugal is just the beginning.
Portugal is not the end of the story. It's the warning.